Welcome back, y'all. Different plants, of course, have different needs. Lance Robertson with plants.org is joining us today to discuss which plants need more rays and which need more shade, especially as we're heading into our sunny and hot season of the year. Good morning to you, Lance.
Good morning.
Lovely to see you as usual. And I want to first ask about why sun and shade requirements, because I feel like you can see it on the card.
Sure.
Right, when you buy a plant. Why are they so important?
You know, it's really, the way to say, I like to say is, that's the energy that grows the rest of the plant. The sunlight is really what it needs. But think of it more like if you're a baker. It's the oven for the baker. It's going to be able to put the ingredients together, the water, the nutrients the plants get from the ground, and kind of put it together so that the plant can use it. Too much sun, and basically that oven runs when it doesn't need to, and it damages the plant. We see it as leaf scorch and other things. If shady plants get too much sun, if it doesn't get enough, it just can't put the ingredients together, and it's never going to grow, it's never going to flower and do all the things that we want the plants to do when we have them.
Thinking about it as an oven makes so much sense. Thank you for making that very easy for those of us who don't know anything about plants. All right, let's talk about the different types of shade that someone might be suggested for a plant.
Sure. You know, one of the shades that people always ask me about is one called dappled sun. So a great example I like to use is this cactus. Now, this cactus is actually an epiphyte. It grows up in trees. It doesn't harm the tree in its native area. It just grows there. This is the kind of thing.
That's what epiphyte?
Yeah, epiphytes.
Okay.
It grows up in the trees, but it doesn't hurt it. It's not a parasite. It's not going to harm the tree. It's just kind of living in conjunction with it.
Gotcha.
The reason why I use this as an example for dappled sun is, you know, up in the tree, it's never going to get total shade. It's always going to get a little sun through the leaves, but never full sun and never full shade. So that's really kind of our middle line when we're talking about shade, where you're getting sun most of the day, but it's broken up through trees or through screens. That's what we do in greenhouses. We put shade screens out so it gets 60% of sunlight all the time. That's our dappled sun.
Got it.
But you have stuff like vegetables that they need full sun. We're trying to get them to do stuff. So again, in our baking analogy, we need that oven going all day long. We need it making fruit, growing, flowering. So they're going to be full sun most of the time.
Okay, I see tomato, I see jalapeno.
Yeah, and then we've got sweet potato up in the front.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, now granted, we grow sweet potato a lot of times for the leaves, but these are sweet potatoes. We do want them to grow large roots where the potatoes are. So they also love full sun and can grow incredibly fast given enough sunlight because they can really use that sun.
Okay, and I have to bring up the little teensy Venus flytrap here.
I love Venus flytrap. Too often I see people put them inside and trap them away. Again, the oven makes them do things. Venus flytraps move. You know, it takes a lot of energy to do that. So Venus flytraps actually want full sun. Lots of water, lots of sun, and they do phenomenally well in a lot of different climates.
Okay, good to know. Just want to make sure we're talking about all the plants here. Have we touched on this?
No, so this is actually Citrosa. This is one of my favorite geraniums, and it's because it's the one that we make citronella out of. It's the mosquito plant.
The mosquito plant.
So it has a great familiar smell to me. Certainly if you've got some, taste or aversion to the smells of bug spray, you might smell it and think that it smells like bug spray, but it's just a geranium. It's another one that generally can take full sun, making that oil, making the scent, gives it a lot. But in our hot Texas summer, it can't really push through all the water that it needs. So this is one that I really like to have about partial sun.
Okay.
So I would say early morning sun is great, late afternoon sun is great, but give it a little shade in the afternoon. I really think these are great, especially below something like a crepe myrtle. It can get that shade when it needs it, but it's got sun the rest of the day when it doesn't.
And I do love a crepe myrtle. Okay, what are we talking about over here?
Finally, we're going to go into the shade. And a lot of people think if it's shady, it can't have color, it can't have flowers. Obviously, things like the orchids that are up in the front flower for days. The coleus that's in the back, just the leaves themselves make the color.
Yeah.
That way the plant doesn't have to spend as much energy making flower color. It can make it through the leaves, still have some interest, and it's something that you never have to worry about looking plain. It's always going to have some color in your garden, especially in those shady spots that sometimes are hard to find something beautiful.
And we've got to talk about this gorgeous orange plant, which you said is originally native to Africa.
Yeah, this is Chrysandra. So the other thing we often see plants that love the shade like this Chrysandra does is we'll see glossy leaves, and that's to keep fungus and other things away from it. So if you see real glossy but larger leaves, a lot of times it's great for the shade. It can get light when it needs to get light with the big leaves, and then also stay away from some of the common problems we have in the shade like fungus. The other thing I really love about these is This plant blooms like this year round.
Oh, it's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, so you can put it outside, especially in the hanging basket, bring it in. You always have that wonderful pop of colors somewhere that you can do, and it doesn't really need that much light to look like it does.
Yeah, a lot of great plant suggestions and some food suggestions today. Lance, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you so much. All right, if you need help with a specific plant, you can reach out to Lance directly. I always want to say he will answer you for free. Check out his website to learn more, plants.org, and increase your greenery knowledge by listening to his podcast, Good at Plants, Bad at Life.